Come on in. Every coffee is sort of good for something different, and part of that is the way in which you decide to make it.
Every morning when I wake up, I gotta have me a cup.
Certain coffees that are just going to work better for espresso. For example, the Asian coffees tend to be more full-bodied, more earthy flavored, so they tend to usually be better for espresso. Also blend in some of the Central American coffees, which are kind of chocolatey and nutty.
I love coffee. I like to drink it.
We're going to do a Turkish coffee first. I grind my own coffee, and basically part of that is just to keep it fresh, but also part of that is because I have a burr grinder, which basically what it is rather than like a little blade spinning around and chopping up the coffee, it has two sort of blades that, or burrs that come closer and further apart however you want. So you can make the coffee more or less coarse depending on the type of coffee you make. So if I'm making Turkish coffee, which basically has no filter whatsoever, you want the coffee as fine as possible. And you can really only get that with a burr grinder. And basically you can get a decent burr grinder for like, this is probably about $35. I worked at a coffee shop for about 7 years. There's a bunch of reasons why I'll make coffee for myself. Part of it is just because I like doing it, that's why I worked there for so long. But also it's a lot cheaper than going to a store.
Coffee is really overpriced.
I can make about 10 cups of coffee at home for less than I pay for one small size.
I do not enjoy the price of buying coffee. It's very expensive.
I don't like spending $4 for a small amount of coffee.
I don't like the price.
A little bit more expensive than having coffee at home.
Because I don't see the point in paying $4 for a cup of coffee when I can buy a pound of coffee for $4 at the grocery store.
Expensive. Coffee shops are very expensive. It's kind of ridiculous to pay, you know, $2, $3 per cup of coffee, little tiny ones.
I gotta keep my money, man. Money's tight. Money is so tight right now.
You usually don't have to wait as long as going to a store, and it also usually ends up being a lot better. See, this can go anywhere from fine to coarse, and what that's doing is every time I turn it, the burrs are getting closer together. So I'm going to go as fine as I possibly can for this. Set it on the low setting. And we have ground coffee. You can see it's very, very fine. When making coffee, always use filtered water, because it doesn't get to a boiling point long enough to actually kill off any chemicals. So this is a Turkish pot. A lot of people use these for camping as well. And you'll see basically all I'm doing is filling the water up to like the little nozzle in there, and then letting it come to a boil. Got a heaping teaspoonful. Come over here and basically you just jab it in and then pull it off before it boils over. You put it back on, and as it's about to boil over again, you take it off again, and you do this about 7 times. You want to pour it into the cup basically as quickly as you can after you finish. You want to slurp it. The 2 main reasons for that are coffee's going to be hot, but secondly, the flavors sort of splash around your mouth, so you get all the complexities of the flavor in your mouth at once.
That's really good.
In the same way that some people will read tea leaves at the bottom of your cup, people will also read the grounds at the bottom of your cup of Turkish coffee in order to tell your future. So if I was a skilled coffee reader, I would be able to read those grounds and tell you what was going to happen to you. It looks kind of like a guitar in the middle, so maybe that means that this project is going to rock.
Did I slurp loud enough?
I think so.
Coffee.
You know a whole lot about coffee.
I know way too much about coffee.
That is very interesting.
Coffee. Coffee, I love you.